Thank you for joining us here at Black Enterprise on In This Studio. We're super excited to have you. We're here to talk about your Propel Fitness Water partnership, which is what we love, to see amazing young powerhouses like yourself, not only partnering with companies to propel your brand, but to bring awareness to fitness and wellness to communities that don't usually get it. So running it back a little bit, tell me about how the Propel Fitness Water partnership came about, and what made you specifically want to partner with them.
I mean, for me, it was about 2 years ago, maybe a year and a half. Time was flying, but it was right around me shooting Creed 3, directed Creed 3, and they were one of my brand sponsors for the film, and it just clicked. Honestly, what the initiatives that they were trying to achieve, especially around health and wellness, and knowing their agenda for inner city, communities and and communities that don't really have a strong health and wellness and fitness support system. And, we collaborated on the film. We continued to talk. I love the product. You know what I'm saying? Like, it tastes great. It's one of those, those drinks that you kind of grew up drinking. And then, like, as you get older, you kind of realize some of the benefits of health and wellness that they have. And yeah, we kind of just continued to build the relationship. They told me about, the Propel City initiative that they had and how they planned on targeting, these 4 cities. And the goal was really to try to partner with organizations and companies in those cities that were already kind of doing the work, that already kind of had a community kind of foundation for health and fitness. And how can we amplify it? How can we help support from a financial standpoint and from an infrastructure standpoint? And that's kind of how the relationship, kind of formed, and we've been rolling ever since.
Got you. And we love to see it. Tell me a little bit about, specifically on a personal level, what's the criteria to partner with these different brands? We just saw that you invested in the Alpine F1 team, which is so dope. We don't see a lot of, especially younger people in our community, investing in that avenue. So that's really dope. But as you're doing all these partnerships and investing in all these companies, tell me, like, what's your core values in how you go about selecting who to partner with?
I mean, I think we just have to be like-minded and goal aligned with supporting the community. Honestly, obviously there's a brand collaboration that I'm always mindful of, because I'm pretty selective and picky with who I decide to kind of team up with. And then knowing that they're going to be pretty honest and stand on and stick to their word with the things that they want to kind of do and the impact that they want to have. And creatively, open to collaboration. I'm a very creative person, what I'm saying? So to be able to find, new ways to reach the community and the people, I'm a disruptor in the best way possible. So, a lot of these brands or companies and situations, sometimes they're, they might need a breath of fresh air, a fresh perspective on certain things. So they have to be kind of like a little bit open, to hearing new voices. And Propel was definitely one of those things for me.
Love it. And open to like your creativity, I could imagine as well.
Yeah, that's a non-starter.
You can't put us in a box, okay?
Nah.
But tell me a little bit about the Propel City project. It has a huge philanthropy aspect, which is what we at Black Enterprise love, which we know that's what you love. We've been seeing you do it for years. And being, a Jersey girl, especially growing up, in Central and North Jersey, wellness and especially mental health and even physical wellness is not something that's, a big thing for us. It's kind of, even still to today, a little bit of taboo. We have people in the gym and so on and so forth, but actually really taking care of yourself is kind of like, whatever, especially in our communities. Tell me about how you're partnering with Propel to kind of like change that stigma, let's say.
Yeah, I think it's just by doing the work. I think, each city is so different and needs different things, and trying to be tailor-made for those communities. Like, okay, how can we help? All right, like, there's what Propel is doing so well is, for exercises and people that really want to like, start getting into, more fitness and, their mental health and overall wellness, go to, Propel's Instagram page. They have information there, but they're mad, they're going to give you $500, per exercise. I know it's sometimes your fitness journey is a bit lonely. It's kind of tough to do it all by yourself. So, it's a lot easier to work out when you have a partner or somebody that can hold you accountable. So they're actually they're actually giving $500 for you and a partner to be able to like, to go towards whatever fitness goals that you may have. And I think, like we partner with Walk Good LA, they're really big on like yoga and like hikes. They do a lot of sound baths, especially.
I've been a few times.
You've been a few times, okay. So like that type of group, that creating that type of environment, I think is really important to like kind of break down that stigma of like, what we do and don't do, when it comes to like, taking care of ourselves, from the inside out. And when you get in a group of like-minded individuals that have a goal in mind, that are like moving in one direction, it's a lot easier, to kind of hold yourself accountable for certain things. And so that was one of the ways that I really, really enjoy, Propel, as far as their approach to it. And it's continuing to evolve and grow, as we get the demand from, the people. We're listening to the people. I think that's one of the biggest things. It's like, you can't go into it thinking you have the remedy and the answer for everything. Sometimes you got to listen, you got to show up and listen and then react from there. And that's an approach that we're trying to take as well.
Definitely. And I think you guys are well along your way. Another thing I think that could kind of help us take away from that stigmatism is is connecting wellness and mental health and physical wellness to a passion. And I feel like you probably are one of the best examples of that, whether you use exercise and working out during your training for Creed, during your training for Black Panther, during your training for all your iconic films. And I feel like that kind of, we see you training for these things that you love to do. So we're like, all right, let me do that. I personally love roller skating. So I connect my physical wellness to roller skating. That's the way I work out and I keep myself healthy. Tell me a little bit about connecting wellness to your passion and how that could help us prolong, your mission here.
Yeah, I mean that's a great point. I ain't been on skating in so long. You Branchbrook at like 22?
Yeah, Branchbrook. 22.
Okay,
Branch. I don't even know if K22 is still open, but Branchbrook.
No, it's probably not. Sure. That's how long ago it's been. But yeah, right? Branchbrook. That was the spot. Yeah. No, I think finding ways like that is super important. Like for me, it's been like boxing for like the last 8 or 9 years. Before that, just hoop, playing ball. You know what I'm saying? Like just having a hoop dream. You know what I'm saying? And being physical. I'm super competitive, so I think finding like physical ways to be competitive and to stay active really helped me kind of tie, my passion for like sport and fitness, and when it came to like wellness and health and wellness. So I think that was kind of like how I kind of approached it too. So boxing's been a big thing. Yeah, I'm big into anything like any sport related thing, football, other football, soccer. You know what I'm saying? I'm all into those things.
Definitely. Well, thank you for being our example of how to tie in life and mental wellness and physical wellness. We love what you're doing with Propel. Again, we love seeing, young Black powerhouses like yourself tie themselves to brands that are doing the work, giving these people $500 for these workouts and, pushing us forward in a way that's more than just do it. So shout out to you. Shout out to Propel. Thank you so much for stepping inside the studio with us at Black Enterprise. And we can't wait to see what's next.
Thanks for having me. I can't wait to show you guys. So soon.
Soon, very soon.